everyone. Happy Wrestlemania Saturday. That's weird. It's Tim. Doing a Wrestlemania predictions video. If you haven't checked out our other videos, we released one yesterday about how I would have booked the Summer of Punk, and we have some other videos. I do want to apologize though for those of you who have watched the videos. We're still fairly new. I could not do review videos. I had some issues with the programming, and then by the time I figured it out, and then other stuff, time got a hold of me. So I apologize for that. Those reviews should kick back in after WrestleMania, but we'll see what WWE does. In the meantime, we might just do old school reviews and fantasy bookings until WWE kind of gets back on track. So stick with us though. We're still trying to release multiple videos a week. Given the circumstances, it's a little tough, but trying to keep you involved, trying to keep wrestling alive for the time being. We are doing predictions. It is me and Antonio's predictions. You can pretend he's here. I tried to get the other guys, but it just, with everything going on, it's been a little tough. So we are doing predictions for WrestleMania. There are 16 matches on the card. Why? 16. It is split over 2 nights, but that's still 8 matches a night. Holy crap. See how these matches go. I'm going to go in order of what I saw online. I got it off of some website. I think it was Bleacher Report. But just in order, I don't know if this is the order it's going to be. I don't know who's main eventing what night. I don't know what matches on one night. I'm just going to say all the matches today, and then we'll see how we do tomorrow. So I will say the match, and then Anchovio's prediction, then my prediction. I don't know. I'll figure out where we differ and see what we want to do as maybe a winner or a loser does something. I don't really know yet. We'll talk. I'll talk to the suits about that. So let's just go ahead and get started. So first match on the list is Kevin Owens versus Rollins. Antonio has Seth Rollins. I have Kevin Owens. So first match we differ. Anchovio didn't give me his reasoning, so you just gotta take what you can speculate why he chose what person. I chose Kevin Owens because he's back and he didn't do anything on WrestleMania last year. He's there. The whole feud is that Seth Rollins has done a lot better than him. I don't think Seth Rollins really needs the rub. He could win by interference, but I think Kevin Owens is going to get pushed back to try to get back on where he was. He's been fiddling around now. So, second match is Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Anchovio has Dolph Ziggler. I have Otis. I have Otis because why would you have him lose? He's a fan favorite. He's great. Ziggler can eat a loss and not care. I know it's his first singles WrestleMania match ever. He's always been in multi-man matches, but Otis is fresh. He's new. The storyline is underdog. This might just be the simple mid-card babyface win. It could even be the first match of the card and just get a babyface win real quick to get the crowd going. So yeah, next one is Elias versus King Corbin. Anchovio has Elias, and I also have Elias. To my knowledge, Elias never wrestled on WrestleMania either. And King Corbin, I know he's a good heel, and I respect what he's doing. It's hard to get behind him when he doesn't do anything besides go 50-50 with Roman Reigns for like 3 months, So if he was doing stuff that warranted a push, I might have leaned towards Corbin, but he hasn't really done anything since becoming King Corbin besides beating Roman Reigns in a variety of matches. So I have Elias, and I also think his first WrestleMania would be a good win for him over King Corbin. Next one is Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. Anchovio has Bobby Lashley. I have Aleister Black. He's been squashing people left and right, and I just think he's going to get a huge push towards SummerSlam. I honestly think he's going to be the next guy. Bobby Lashley is with Lana. He's not doing anything. He could easily eat this loss. It could be another squash. He could be squashed like he did last year against the Demon. So nothing's on the line, but I just think Black could hit a few big moves and then black mass him in like 2 minutes. Next match is John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. Don't really know what that means either, but I have Bray Wyatt and Anchovio has John Cena. I think Cena being less than part-time, he's like once or twice a year now. I think he's kind of gonna make up for what happened at WrestleMania 30. I think he's kind of looked back and said, "Hey, 6 years ago, I made the wrong choice." And I'll go like Bray Wyatt can go over this time. I also think you need to revive the Fiend. So he hasn't really done much since losing the Universal title. He just kind of came out and said, "Hey, Cena, I'm gonna face you at WrestleMania," and if he loses again, then it's Bray Wyatt 2.0, and not in a good way. So I think the Fiend's gonna go over. Next one is Edge versus Orton in a last man standing match. Anchovy has Edge. I also have Edge. Do I need to explain why we both have Edge? Didn't think so. Okay. Next one is Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors and Asuka and Kairi Sane. I think, Anchovio has Cross and Bliss. I have the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka has been the low-key MVP of all these empty arena shows. And I just think after this, they really need to push and the women's tag teams if the Iconics come back. And if they get some Sasha and Bayley come back as a team, they just kind of need to make those titles relevant. And I think Asuka doing what she's been doing kind of proves she has what it takes to get going, to get those titles back to where they should be. Next one is Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Anchovio has Daniel Bryan. I also have Daniel Bryan. I just think Sami Zayn I don't really know what's going on with Sami Zayn, but it seems like Daniel Bryan's on his way out, so I think if he wins the Intercontinental title for the second time at WrestleMania, and then maybe he loses it at SummerSlam to somebody else, maybe Cesaro, if they carry this feud until SummerSlam. But I think Daniel Bryan's going to win, and I think this will be like his last big Mania moment, because by the sound of it, he's going to come out. Probably some interference, maybe Drew Gulak gets involved with the Nakamura and Cesaro, but I think at the end, Daniel Bryan's going over. And we have the Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Angel Garza, for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Street Profits. If it was Andrade, maybe I would have changed my, but Andrade's out with a injury, unfortunately. I hope he gets back. I love Andrade and Zelina, but Austin Theory's not winning. He's not a big enough name to hold the tag team champs yet, and he's also, I don't think he's at that level yet. And Angel Garza also just came out from NXT, or is still in NXT. I don't really know what's going on there. So, Street Profits win. This could be another quick, just like, hey, face win, yay. Then we have Miz and Morrison, hey, ho ho, versus the Usos versus the New Day in a triple threat ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Anchovio has Miz and Morrison. This one, it took a lot for me to think about this one because I honestly don't know. I honestly think Miz and Morrison retain. Morrison needs to kind of get back on track. He just came back to kind of an underwhelming response. And also, they hotshot these tag titles so often. I think they need a substantial reign, and I think Miz and Morrison could be those guys to have a substantial reign through, SummerSlam or something. They're good enough heels where they can win with either dirty tactics and or maybe sneaking away or bending the rules and actually give some prestige back to the title. So we both have Miz and Morrison. Now we have Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. Don't really know what a Boneyard match is, but I'm going Taker. Styles can easily eat this pin, and I think Taker this might be his second to last WrestleMania. I don't think he wants to end it in an empty arena in a Boneyard match, so I think he might come back for one more next year if he doesn't retire at Survivor Series this year. But it's Taker, it's WrestleMania. I know he's lost twice, but I think this will be, maybe he revives Biker Taker, maybe he kind of mixes and matches both. Maybe, I forget, he said something about the Unholy Trinity, so maybe Kane gets involved, maybe someone else gets involved, but we both have Taker. Now we have the 5-pack challenge, the Fatal 5-Way. I don't really know what 5-person matches are called, because we have Fatal 4-Ways, and we have 6-pack challenges. But yeah, it is a 5-way. Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Lacey Evans versus Tamina versus Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Anchovio has Lacey Evans. I'm going to go with Naomi. I'm going to go with Naomi because I think she could be a good singles person to kind of restart this women's belt. Bayley's run has been... it's been bad. And I also think Banks and Bayley could revive their tag team and kind of get the women's tag team divisions going too. You need big enough names in there. So I actually think Naomi pulls away with it. It'll be her second title win at WrestleMania. I think after 33, if memory serves correctly. And I just think she's a big enough name to kind of start pushing. Lacey Evans is still kind of iffy in the ring. Tamina. I should probably beat that out, but and then Bayley's run has been horrendous. So and I don't think if Banks wins, she'd probably turn face, and I think they need to push them as a heel team. So yeah, I have Naomi. We'll see what happens in that match. Next one is Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. It is Anchovio has Becky Lynch. I have Shayna Baszler. I don't want Baszler to win, but it will be a year since Becky won the Raw title, and I think her reign she needs to go down to come back up. And Baszler, you do all this hype for her, just have her lose, she would die immediately. Her heat would be gone immediately if she did all this stuff. If she eliminated everyone in the Elimination Chamber, and then she has all these interviews, and she beats up Becky Lynch all the time, and then she loses, she's dead on arrival if that happens. Next one is Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship, which is pretty cool, an NXT belt on WrestleMania. I have Rhea Ripley retaining, and Anchovio has Charlotte Flair winning. I think you kind of kill Ripley on arrival if that happens. This is the main roster, this is WrestleMania, and you want to prove NXT is a legit third brand, which there will be a video coming out about that later. But it's a legit third brand. You want to have an NXT person win on WrestleMania to prove to everybody else, maybe some casual fans who still aren't in NXT, hey, NXT's legit. And Rhea Ripley's believable to beat Charlotte. Like, it's not, like, unbelievable, you know, so. And then we have Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. Strowman replaced Roman Reigns, and this is for the Universal title, which is now on SmackDown. I was going to go with Reigns because I thought Goldberg was going to go out. Anchovio has Braun Strowman. I'm going to go Goldberg because I don't see them trusting Strowman enough to be Universal Champion. I just don't, and I don't think he'd be a good Universal Champion. So that's where we differ again. We actually have a few different matches here. If it was Reigns, I would have gone with Reigns, but I think Goldberg's still part-time, but I think just the last minute and the empty arena and all that stuff, I just think they're going to be like, hey, hold on to the belt for another month or two. We'll give you all our Saudi money, and then maybe you can lose it to Reigns in a month or two. And then finally, we have Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. I have Anchovio has Brock Lesnar. I'm not doing that again. Holy crap. I have Drew McIntyre. He is so hot right now, literally and figuratively. He's actually a little bigger than Lesnar when they stand face to face. I think Lesnar, when it happened at 34, I thought Reigns would win, and Lesnar retained and didn't lose again until SummerSlam. I think McIntyre wins because I think during this time, a few different reasons. One, he's just so hot. He won the Royal Rumble. He's been a hot streak. He somehow got over organically over these past 2 years, being a solid but mid-card here to being a main event face just by being charismatic. And also Lesnar, I think with all these empty arena and these tape shows, I think he'd want to go away. Not that stopped him from being champion before, but I think he's going to be like, hey, I'm not doing this much longer. Just let Lesnar have the belt, or let McIntyre have the belt. And apparently Lesnar is a big fan of McIntyre. So I think McIntyre wins. So those are our predictions. Let us know what you think in the comments. Please enjoy the show. However you're watching, please stay safe. Enjoying the show. Stay inside. Don't have a WrestleMania party with like 25 people. Google Meet and watch with people. Watch some live streams if you want. I know some wrestling channels are doing that. I want to do that too, but yeah. So let us know what you think, how WrestleMania is going to go down. What do you think of it being 2 nights? What do you think about some of the matches being pre-taped? So you give us a shout out, like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell to stay with Ring Squad. Check out our other videos in the meantime. Check them out tomorrow while you're waiting for day 2. And enjoy the show, everyone. I've been Tim. These have been my and Anchovio's predictions. And yeah, awkward outro. It is. Enjoy the show. Enjoy Mania. Enjoy whatever, however you have planned watching it. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.